What's going on, everybody? It is September 15th and this is opening day of deer season for me. We're out on a piece of public. Got here late last night. Would have been here a little earlier than late last night, but somebody decided that they wanted to shift lanes on the road and they ran into me. Thank God they only hit my tire and it scraped the dog mess out of my rim, but it busted the dog mess out of their front of their car. So thankfully able to get that resolved pretty quick, but yeah, that held me up in the long run of getting here. But we hunted this morning at a spot and it was kind of just a quick setup, just in a random spot that I found while pig hunting. But we're heading to the main spot now. I didn't want to come in here this morning because it was too risky to bump anything because I didn't have a tree picked out yet, so I didn't want to be just tramping around and leave a bunch of ground set. Opening day deer season for me right here, 2025. I think we're ready to roll. You can see that or not. Maybe out this way you can. That's a bunch of smoke. This side was burned, I think, last month, and this side just got burned in the last week and a half, and it's still smoking, putting ashes falling down my face. Now it's just figuring out how I want to approach this spot, because the wind is kind of bouncing around a little bit. It's pretty dominant out of the northeast, but it's still kind of bumping a little bit from the southeast, which is not good. We can get away with anything but southeast south winds. We need it to be northeast, north, northwest, even west. Anything other than that ain't gonna be good for us. Deer tracks. See all this fresh greenery coming up? The deer have been hammering it. Alright. We got our tree. We've got a great backdrop of this little oak. See you up there. Daggum pigs have been making a racket all afternoon. About 15 minutes ago, they were about 15 yards back behind me, feeding up underneath this oak tree. Couldn't see them enough for the camera to see them, but they're right there. They just keep going back and forth, feeding on this little oak flat. 5:35 just got sat down. That did not turn out like I was expecting it to. I was going to have the perfect tree, 25-yard shot where they're funneling right through by my camera. The tree was perfect, but the cover around the tree was horrible. I would have been blazing in the sun all the way until probably close to 7 o'clock, which still may have worked out in the realm of the time that they passed by, but I wasn't doing that. These daggum pigs sounded like monsters in them woods. I might have to shoot one of them. Oh man, they all coming out. I knew that's what it was, a sow in heat. These are all boars. I wonder if that one just got the ground set. That come, there's another one. My wind's blowing right to him. My wind is blowing right to him. Those ones caught my scent, blowing right to them. After all that, I was going to shoot one of them. I mean, they came right here. I had a feeling with all the noise they'd been making that it was probably a sow in heat. And sure enough, that was like a daggum, whitetail rut watching bucks chasing does. I mean, she came out and that one boar was right on her. And I think there was a total of 5. There was either 4 or 5 different boar hogs come chasing. 3 of them. It had to have been 5, yeah, because... No, it was 6. It was 6. Just clicked in my head because 3 boars ran with her. And 3 went back in the woods that caught my scent. But dadgum, man, I mean, she took off running out of that stuff to get away from them. And they all tail right with her, right on her butt. Man, that was wild. That was pretty cool. It's like watching a bunch of bucks chasing a doe. Man, those are some daggum good boar hogs, too. That was really cool. It's the first time I've ever got to see that. That was really cool. Alright, well, it is the last sit of the trip. We didn't go out this morning for deer. Went dove hunting this morning. Killed a couple doves, missed some. Didn't film it, just wanted to have a little bit of time. I'm not having to worry about camera work. But don't worry, y'all didn't miss out on too much action because it was not that great. But we're heading in for this afternoon. The plan is to go ahead and get in the timber. I really didn't want to do that just because I know these deer are moving out into the pines out of that timber, so I have more chance of at least seeing them in the pines and knowing which way they're funneling through there in comparison to being in timber. So we're still going to get in the timber though, because all those pigs, or the last 2 afternoons, have been back and forth all on the edge of that all afternoon. Quite frankly, from 20 minutes from now until dark. And I'm going to try to kill one of them this evening. So I'm taking a stand in, we're going to try to get set up if there's a good enough tree to get set up in. If not, then we might still end up getting on the edge of the pines and the hardwoods, and then if we hear the pigs, go ahead and climb down and go in after them. But yeah, we'll figure all that out as the afternoon progresses, because I just thought about it, and I might actually just set up on the edge, and then if I hear the pigs, climb down and walk in there. I don't know. We're just going to see what happens. This is the last sit. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Well, as I was expecting was going to happen, I'm getting in here trying to figure out a tree to get set up on. And pigs just squealed. Probably within about 80 yards. I knew I shouldn't have taken this stand in here. I should have just brought the tripod by itself without the tree camera arm and just planned to sit on the ground. But I wasn't sure where I was going to sit in the realm of if I was going to be in the pines or in this creek bottom swamp. But we in the swamp, in the thick of it. Alright, well, needless to say, the thought of deer hunting this evening is gone. We're going to try to get one of these pigs. It's 5:56. I've just been walking down the edge of this thicket in the swamp. You see right there, an old waller, freshly used, and I just heard some pigs squeal. I've heard some pigs squeal here in front of me, going towards the creek. The problem is, I don't know if y'all can tell, but that is really thick, really thick. But the creek is right down in yonder in there about, if I had to guesstimate, I'd say maybe 80 or 90 yards, if that. And that's exactly where the pig just sounded like they were at. For the most part, the wind is perfect. I mean, look at this. That's all pig tracks. bouncing back and forth. I want to move further down. I want to move further down closer to him. But there's a pig, at least one, right here in this thicket. Maybe 50 yards. I just heard him running around. Rocking a hard spot. I'm not sure if I should sit here or go down and try to get on them. I don't know what that was. Daggum gator. Or daggum otter or something. I don't know. Staying right about 70, 60 yards from them. They just keep pumping a little further, a little further. The biggest thing is just keeping the wind in my face. That's the biggest thing right now. That's what we need to get right now. Dang it. Daggum little sand gnats are coming out, or whatever these little biting gnats are. So close, so far away. I'm absolutely drenched in sweat. It seemed like once that one big pig came out that I saw, I guess he must have been fighting with them ones. Obviously, I know there was some kind of fighting going on, but as soon as he went back across, the ones that, the main group I was following, they skedaddled pretty quick down this creek. Not because of me, because I saw them. I didn't get them on the camera, but I saw them, and they came up out of this water in the creek and just started walking down once that one we saw separated from them. But I just heard them, and they are way down there now. Man, talk about a stalk. I mean, that was every bit of an hour and a half of stalking. Obviously, I didn't put all hour and a half in this piece you've seen, but that was every bit of an hour and a half of walking, just following them. And I mean, that last moment, saw them. It's always fun putting stalks on pigs. If I'd had a rifle with me, or a muzzleloader, that big one would have been dead. Alright, head back.